The news is just in that the Iran-US near to reach an agreement according to the New York Times, and it also added that the Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir played a key role in mediation. What is your take on this?
The New York Times is the most reputed newspaper in the United States, and in fact one of the top ones in the world. So it is quite authentic in most matters, and they're saying that they are very near to an agreement between United States and Iran for basically war termination, which of course in Pakistan also is known because, as you know, and they've also mentioned the fact that to finalize this agreement, because obviously the draft was there originally, but to finalize it, or the final efforts to make sure that this does happen, has been done by Field Marshal CDF General Sayyid Asim Munir. And he's been there in Tehran recently, as everybody knows, and all of Pakistan's politico-military leadership and the entire Pakistani nation has been supporting the Field Marshal to ensure that there is peace coming in between Iran and USA because of the nature of the war, which was very dangerous and which could escalate even further. So, as we understand, this visit of the Field Marshal, the latest visit, was basically to finalize this deal, which, as it looks like, because this was a very crucial and critical stage which the diplomatic parleys had reached and which the world had reached. And so we hope that soon a deal comes around, because the American officials are also indicating, besides the New York Times, and Pakistani sources are also saying, and this is the general perception globally, that some kind of final arrangement can be made and the war between United States and Iran can be terminated, or the war can be finished, which means that not only that the ceasefire is extended, but war is finished, which will bring in a lot of good for the entire region, for the entire world, and of course for Pakistan also. And we look forward to that.
Of course, Mr. Nadir Mir, as we have heard earlier, that Marco Rubio also stated that they are in the negotiation stage, and they are also waiting, as they have sent an agreement to Iran as well. So, but now the New York Times have stated that they are near to reach an agreement now, and Pakistan played a very key role, especially Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir, as he visited Tehran as well. What kind of diplomatic engagement this reflects overall by Pakistan?
It reflects the highest level of diplomacy, military diplomacy, of statecraft, to make sure that the agreement for peace does happen. Efforts have been on for quite some time, and in fact the whole world has been looking forward to it, because this Iran-US war, which is a regional war being fought in the Gulf or next to Iran or in Iran, has global effects and very adverse effects, and we all know that. So Pakistan has been in the forefront and rather the sole mediator to ensure that war terminates and peace comes about, and an agreement for that is reached. And as you said correctly, Rubio, the New York Times, and other official sources or unofficial sources also in the United States are talking about it. Similarly, in Pakistan also, this view is being expounded that we are very near to reaching a deal. Now, let's hope so that it happens. We don't know when it is going to finalize, whether it will be soon now or after a few days or a week or whatever. But as long as the war is terminated, not just the ceasefire extended, but war terminated, it will be very good for Iran itself. The people of Iran, who have been suffering for long because of so many reasons, will have breathing space. And similarly, good for the United States, good for the entire Gulf states and Saudi Arabia, and most of all, good for Pakistan. Pakistan is going to be one of the beneficiaries or one of the winners of this, because of the simple fact that it has made extraordinary efforts, and as you said, it has played the diplomatic card, or it has done the highest level of diplomacy to ensure that peace prevails and war is negated.
Absolutely. Also, as you have stated, that Pakistan played a very pivotal role in this negotiation, and the New York Times quoted that Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir played a key role in the mediation especially. So what is your take on that?
Well, there is just no discussion on it that the main player, although of course the entire Pakistan civil and military leadership and the entire Pakistani nation or the Foreign Office and everybody was involved in this, but if you talk of the person who's most involved in it, or who is making sure that it does happen, into cast iron achievement and not just a draft, but the finalized shape, and as they say, it is finalized. That is Field Marshal CF Sayyid Asim Munir. It is his doing that he's gone several times to Tehran, and not only has he gone, but he's taken other people of Pakistani government officials concerned with the subject, and they have not only gone there, they've been interacting with the Americans and, of course, with the Chinese and with all the other players and the stakeholders. It's virtually a global affair. We have to understand that it's not simply a regional, although the regional countries are like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, and other Gulf states are involved. But actually, it's a global situation, a global calamity could take place. And to prevent that, even the Chinese and Russians have been on board. So to do all this, tremendous feat in terms of diplomacy and statecraft, as I said earlier. And of course, the person who is doing it and making sure of it is Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir.
Right, thank you so much, Nadir Mir, defense analyst, for giving us the insights. As this news is just in that the Iran-US are near to reach an agreement, according to the New York Times. And also New York Times stated that Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir played a key role in mediation. And also the recent visit of the Field Marshal to Tehran reflects the high level of the diplomatic engagement, according to the New York Times.